Back in the year 2016, a phone call was made by Keith Pepini. His wife, Sherry, had gone for a run, but had never returned. Keith had found her headphones attached to her phone, and there were strands of hair hanging from it.
So I just got home from work, and my wife wasn't there, which is unusual. I found her phone, and it's got, like, hair ripped out of it, like, in the headphones. So I'm, like, totally freaking out, thinking, like, somebody, like, grabbed her.
The police would begin their investigation into Sherry's disappearance, but they would come up empty-handed. Thousands of dollars and hundreds of hours would be spent searching for Sherry, but still she remained missing. 22 days later, highway patrol officers would find Sherry by the side of the road. Her body was covered in injuries and her hands were tied together. Sherry would be rushed to the hospital where she would tell the police what had happened. It would take almost a year to get the full story, and that story was full of inconsistencies. According to Sherry, she had been taken by two women who wore bandanas to cover their faces. When she was initially taken, Sherry claimed that she had slept in the vehicle while she waited to reach her destination. The police found this very odd, because most people in her situation would be scared and alert as they tried to figure out how to get out of the situation they were in. What was also strange was the fact that no demands for ransom had been made, and that her captors had left her on the side of the road when they were finished. Eventually, the police would find male DNA on the clothing Sherry was wearing when she was found. They found this very strange because her captors were both women. The DNA would be uploaded to a database, and 4 years would go by before the next breakthrough. In March of 2022, the DNA sample would lead to Sherry's ex-boyfriend, James Reyes. The police would interview James, and it wouldn't take very long for him to confess to everything. According to James, he had not only helped Sherry run away, but he also helped her with the wounds on her body. Now that they had this new information, they would ask both Sherry and Keith to come to the police station for an interview. The police tell Sherry that they have new information. They want to know if it's okay to talk about it in front of her husband.
I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like you're in the driver's seat right now.
I think it's easier to control things once you know what the information is, to be honest with you.
Sure.
So I can tell you what it is, say what it is when Keith leaves, and then you can say yes or no, whether or not you want him in there for the rest of it.
Right now, he's just, am I in one room or am I other room? So that's the...
And I'm to the point where if you want him here, we'll just go on with the conversation.
As long as you're not interrupting or causing a disturbance.
I'll just stay over here.
But if he steps out, I can say a name, and then you can choose whether you want him in here for the rest of it or not. It's completely up to you. Or I can just continue on, and again, like I said, I wanted you to always have control over certain aspects of stuff. We're not to a point where anybody's going to jail yet. We're not to a point of anything like that. We're just still at the talking stage. We're at the control stage.
You seem scared, Sherry.
No, it's not scared.
What is it?
They ask Sherry why she was crying, and she explains that it's because she believes the police can't find the woman that helped her escape. There is a good chance Sherry knows she has been caught, which is where the tears come from. But what is interesting is how fast she was able to lie and make up an excuse as to why she was crying.
We're not going to find her.
She's the reason why I get to see my children every day.
I agree, but we're not going to find her.
She's the reason? What do you mean by that?
She means the younger one let her go. Right? Is that what you're referring to? We're not going to find her. And we can just skip to the rock into the water and ruffle up the pond if we want to now. Again, this is your last opportunity. This is the last time if you want to do this alone or with Keith. Keith's been through this also on a different level. So I'm ready to move on and throw the dart and throw the rock and see what happens to the water. But Sherry, look at me. What do you want?
I don't want her to get in trouble.
She's not going to get in trouble. So the DNA came back to James Reyes. We talked to him He's been on a polygraph. We talked to everybody around him. We have the rental agreements, phone rental, the car rental agreements. We have everything that says that he said he told the truth.
That's good.
So everything, you've told us so many truths in this situation. The reason why you can describe the room is because you stayed in the room in the dark for hours, for days on end. The reason why you lost so much weight is because you stopped eating. The reason why you got a rash on your arm is because you cleaned his house. The reason why the brand is because he went to the store, bought the branding tools, and branded you. The reason why your nose was broke is because of a hockey stick. I know all of that because he passed a polygraph test. That said, it's not an abduction. She asked me to come get her.
No.
I rented a car.
No.
I drove up and picked her up. He passed the polygraph test, Sherry.
If that's not what happened, what did happen, Sherry?
I don't know. No, there's no way it's James. There's no way. There's no
The
way.
DNA doesn't lie.
His DNA
His
is
DNA was on you.
his
There's
brother.
no way.
Robert saw you in the house while you were down there. While everything
Who's
spun out of
Robert?
control, his cousin. Why everything ran out of control on the initial.
There's no way.
It's 100% Robert's or James's DNA.
We even collected blonde hairs from the room.
There's no way it's James. There's no way.
Tell me that it is.
Why are you saying it's not James? Why are you saying it's not?
He loved me.
What's that?
We were friends.
Mhm.
There's no way.
And he came and got you because you asked him.
Sherry has just been confronted with the evidence showing that she is lying. Imagine a real victim who had gone through a similar situation. How would they react to being told that their story is a lie? Typically, they would become very angry and shocked that anyone would believe that the horror they went through was a lie. What they wouldn't do is sit quietly, listening to someone tell them they are lying.
It's him. There is no way it's him.
Well, it is James.
The DNA tells us that it was his
Well-
DNA on you.
The DNA alone says it's him. And when we talked to him and confronted him with the DNA,
He told us what happened.
he 100% told us what happened.
And gave us details that nobody else would know.
And we can call him and we can all talk about it. But ultimately, can you look at me for a second? Ultimately, we put him on a polygraph like we did Keith. Keith was inconclusive, to be honest with you, on whether he was involved or not. But 100% James was telling the truth. The questions were, did Sherry ask you to come pick her up? He answered yes. That was the truth on a polygraph. We asked him if the two of you ever had sex. The answer was no.
In 2016.
During 2016, during the abduction, he said no. That was the truth. We asked him if you asked him to brand you. The answer was yes. And he passed the polygraph on all of those questions. He took us to the stores where he bought the chain. We talked to the friend who rented the car. The car that he rented drove over 900 miles in a day on the drop-off point.
Sherry, I know this is a lot to take in. But it's not like we don't know the answers to these questions.
And the fear of Keith's reaction, obviously now he's in the room, the fear of media, the fear of all of these things are coming forward, they're in front of you now. The only way to get a hold of it, the only way for everybody to come together and heal, the whole community has to heal, is for us to be able to say, when we presented all of the evidence, all of the stuff that came forward, you told us the truth. You told us what happened. Because you did go in a dark room, that's true. You did lay in the back seat of the car, that's true. You did lose weight, you were branded, your hair was cut, You did have bruises all over. But how those bruises got there are because you did it and James did something. The reason why your nose got broke is because you held the hockey stick to your face and he forced it into your nose. The reason why the brand is in a straight line is because he did it. He described exactly where it was. He told us exactly how he did it, where he did it, how he did it. Only you and I and maybe 5 other people know where the brand was. He told me immediately.
Sherry's narcissistic personality won't allow her to believe she has been caught. Even after being shown all the evidence that proves she has been lying, Sherry still believes she can somehow get out of the situation she is in.
So,
What are you thinking, Sherry?
That doesn't make any sense.
Why doesn't it make sense?
what actions doesn't make sense?
A lot of it doesn't make sense.
Can we talk about those?
No.
So are you calling James a liar? Are we not believing James what he told me?
No.
I know you're scared.
Cannot believe that it is James.
I can't believe James told us the truth. That's what I can't believe. He passed a polygraph, Sherry.
So did Keith.
No, he didn't. He was inconclusive. And he was involved.
So James is involved. But I don't.
James picked you up. You called James to pick you up. You mailed him a letter with your address. You used a burner phone to call another burner phone for James to come and get you.
You're saying since you're married, you haven't called James?
No, I have called James.
Because earlier you said you had contacted James. His phone records show that you did. The phones don't lie, the DNA doesn't lie, Sherry.
His polygraph doesn't lie.
So you can go a couple different directions now.
His story.
I've already told you lying to me is a crime. So you walk out the store telling lies, and that's a crime.
I think we need my lawyer. This isn't making any sense.
Well, it's not making sense, Sherry. The parts that don't make
it's James.
No, the parts that don't make sense are that you're accusing two females who abducted you when it was James. The part that you were branded, James did it. He told me he did it. Who would sit there and say, I branded Sherry on her right shoulder blade? Who does that?
You told us how and showed us the letters that matched the brand.
Took us to the store and pointed out the letters.
It would appear that Sherry is desperately trying to think of a way to explain her ex-boyfriend's confession. The detectives make sure to keep talking because they want to make it as difficult as possible for Sherry to think up another lie.
The problem is today's the case is resolved. Everything, the only things, well, how do we prove that you're telling us the truth? How do we prove that the truth is that two women took you, but I'm telling you it's a male? The fact that you were branded is true. The small fact is that you willingly laid down and did it versus being tied to a table. So we could do the polygraph and try to, whatever parts that you're confused about.
Can you go without that?
Can I talk to you outside real quick? Or wait?
That's fine. The fears of how out of control everything got, the fear of all these things is the reality. And the only people that can slow the train down is you and I.
Sherry's husband leaves the room with one of the officers and does not return. Now that he is no longer in the room, they try a different approach with Sherry. They give her a way to explain her disappearance by asking if she was in fear for her life. This question shows Sherry that there is no point in denying the accusations anymore. And now it's not a matter of if she did it, but rather why.
So you might as well get out of your head that James is not involved, because James is clearly involved, and James already told us he's the one that did the brand.
That's something that he admitted to mayhem. He admitted to a felony you could put him in prison over.
So it doesn't jive. So now it's your opportunity to say, were there issues between you and Keith? Is that why you needed to leave? I mean, we read your text message. We're already aware of some issues, but enlighten us if that's the case. If there was a valid reason for you to leave. Let me know what that was.
James said you had your jaw broken by him. And that's why he came and got you, because you were in an abusive relationship.
I love my husband.
Alright, so, were you in an abusive relationship with him? Have you told other people in your life that, like China, that Keith has abused you in the past when that wasn't true? China told me that day 2, where there was an incident at a party that you got hurt playing, like, I don't know, Wii or Pictionary or something, and then you told other friends that Keith hurt you. When there was witnesses at the party that said that you got hurt during a party. But then you go tell James that you were being hurt, you were being abused, and you couldn't come forward because Keith has friends in law enforcement. If all of is that true? Has Keith ever been abusive towards you?
We're not talking about my husband.
Okay.
I love my husband.
So why leave? Is James lying to us?
I want to leave my husband. I want to be with my children. I would never leave my children.
But
You didn't leave them permanently. You came back to them. Ultimately,
No.
you left them every day at daycare, so it's not like, hey, James talked about that decision when you were driving down, how hard that was. You left at 10 o'clock knowing that Keith was going to get home late, knowing you were going to leave the kids at daycare, and how much that tore you up on the drive down. You told us that. Then things got out of
James
control.
and I talked about that.
Now that Keith is no longer in the room, Sherry opens up about how she was talking to other men, including James, behind her husband's back.
Always talking to other guys. Oh my God, why did I do that?
like when you were in Eureka, you give him a call. Just start chatting with him. Told him some of your problems.
My fault that I was talking to him. It's my fault that I was flirting with other men. It was such a stupid thing to do.
Was
I love my husband.
Flirting with
I love
other-
my children.
That's understandable.
It's just stupid.
Here's the deal though, Sherry. Flirting with other men, not a crime. Lying to me today, yes, a crime.
But we're beyond that small discretion. We've talked about that discretion. We've talked about Donovan, right? Remember? We talked about Donovan. Who picked you up? Was it James or was it a female that pointed a gun at you? Can you please answer that? You're shaking your head no.
I will not get. I'm not talking to you about that. I'm not going to get anybody in trouble. I've told you before, I do not want anyone to get in trouble.
Well, you're going to get yourself in trouble at this point. That's where we're at. So either James.
I didn't do anything wrong.
I know you didn't do anything wrong. Right now, you're not telling the truth, which is doing something wrong. That's where we're at. James put himself on a polygraph. Talked to FBI agents. He talked with Peter and I for 6 hours.
I don't understand.
He told us everything, Sherry. You told us so many truths because you put yourself through.
They're not true.
They were true. You're
So
absolutely
you
right.
don't want to talk about the women.
So, but the one.
You're saying that it's James.
No, I'm
We're
not.
saying James's DNA was on you. We know you were in that room at his house.
Then who
So the
was
question
the
is-
woman? Then who was the woman?
Well,
Okay.
about the
That's why
woman.
we're asking you. It
Did
wasn't
the
the
woman
woman.
put a pointed gun at you and put you in the car? Yes or no? Is that where we're at?
Don't remember.
You don't remember if a female pointed a gun at you and put you in the car? Is that what you're saying, Sherry?
I've always told you I don't remember getting in the car. I've always told you I don't remember getting in the car.
Correct. But did a female point a gun at you? Yes or no?
Remember.
Yes or no? It's not a remember thing. You've already told me that today.
You know who she is. I know you do.
It was always
You
Keith.
know who she is.
Yeah,
No,
the lady
you
we
don't.
showed you is another raise. No, I know James opened the door for you. Whether you want to forget how you got in the car, I'm okay with that. But you've already established today, that's why I asked you today, what did the younger girl do? You said she let me go and she pointed a gun at me. We didn't talk about how you got in the car. Right now I'm asking you, did a younger female point a gun at you, yes or no? What?
I know you know who she is. I'm not saying it. I don't want her to get in trouble.
She's not getting in trouble.
You know who she is.
You're getting in trouble.
I am not. I didn't do anything.
Right. But right now, answer this one question. Did a female point a gun at you, yes or no?
I am done speaking to you until I talk to a lawyer. I will not arrest her. I am with my children because of her.
Sherry sticks with the story where the younger of the two women who took her helped her escape. She then asks for a lawyer because she is afraid that the woman who helped her will get into trouble. A narcissist will never admit mistakes when confronted. They will deflect, delay, and tell more lies. They believe they are invincible and perfect. Even when confronted with all of the evidence, Sherry refuses to admit she has done anything wrong.
Sherry, if you want to talk to your attorney, that's fine. We can wrap this up. If you want to keep talking to us, that's a separate story, but you said you wanted to talk to your attorney, so I guess from the beginning you're free to go and you can go.
Sherry leaves after asking for a lawyer. Shortly after the interrogation, federal prosecutors would bring charges against Sherry. Sherry would plead guilty to lying to federal agents and mail fraud. She would receive 18 months in prison and over $300,000 in restitution for all of the time and money spent searching for her. Sherry will be turning herself in to serve her sentence in November of 2022. It's still unclear as to why Sherry would pretend to be abducted, then go to the lengths that she did to cover it up. It's possible she may have thought it would bring her fame and fortune. Our society treats victims as heroes, so it's possible a narcissist would fake their own victimization just to be recognized as a hero. It's also possible she may have just wanted to be with her ex-boyfriend for a while and did not want to risk losing her husband and her children. I'd love to hear your theories on why she did this, so please share them in the comments below. After Sherry left the interrogation room, her husband took her spot and had a few questions for the detectives.
I'm the idiot husband that stayed around the whole time.
No, there's not. It's still, we can't tell you a lot, honestly. I don't know what, I told Phil to let you know some of the details, some of the stuff coming out.
Can you, I mean, from my side, I feel like, my whole world's gonna flip upside down again. Why is that? Why am I always getting held out of things? Like, why can't you just hit me with it?
I did, I told you.
I know, yeah.
Because this happened Monday.
No, you're saying you can't tell me all this stuff.
It's still an ongoing investigation, so you're not going to find out answers. I mean, there's just, that's the way it is.
Can you help me, didn't throw me a bone and then go, maybe she made it up, is that where we're going, right? Or is she trying to come up with a whole nother?
We're not going to give you any additional details. Obviously, you've heard the questions, so you can read through some of those and understand. You've seen some of the photos, so you know some of the investigative work
we've done. I was like, yeah, we found him.
And we did.
Yeah.
But you can also notice your reaction compared to her reaction.
Yeah. No, 100%. That's what I'm saying from my side, but now you're telling me, okay, you guys can go home now. Well, do you think I want her anywhere around my kids or around me at all at this point?
And again, we've talked a lot. I don't know what the next stages of this are. That's why
it's not us together. I tell you that one.
Whatever those decisions are, I don't know.
But from we can all agree that she's not over there. Then obviously, if somebody can do something like that to their body and try to trick everybody, that they're probably not fit to.
It was 4 years ago.
We can't get into that, but I would say, obviously, we are concerned about the welfare. We don't want any kind of domestic dispute between you two. We also don't want...
So give me a quick not legal advice, give me from a sheriff. If I don't want her in my house tonight, what options do I have?
You have to get restraining orders. You have to get legal stuff.
I'm gonna tell her she has to go to her sister's or something. I mean, she's not going to my house tonight, and I got a call. The next stage of this, please give me the courtesy of telling me when you're going to announce it so I cannot be at my home.
Probably tonight.
Oh, God damn, you're going quick. Well, I thought you said it's ongoing now.
Well,
We have to,
we gotta talk about that, but
it's gonna happen quick.
I understand that. He was thinking tomorrow. I was like, okay,
He
that'll give
blew
you
up
time.
everybody in LA. So there's a hornet's nest in LA. It only takes one person to go and say, hey, I know what actually happened. I want 10 grand. And now they run to LA News.
Yeah.
It blows up without our control. So, and I don't know the strategy. We still have to have, we had to get through this before we can get there. But this,
Is there anything you can tell me now? Because I thought you said you were going to tell me something when I came back in. Like,
the person that we talked to down there is absolutely involved.
no, I know
Absolutely
that.
everything.
I know that.
So
I remember
that's
giving
what
you
I
guys
thought.
that guy's number. So I thought.
So that's where we're at.
And then what did she say?
we're just gonna ask you to be patient, let it play out. I know it's gonna be really hard, but it also makes it easier for you.
Kids do though.
Well, the little kids aren't gonna ask you as much as the media will.
No, I
And the family members, your own family members.
No,
And you can look at them with a straight face and say, look, they're not telling me yet.
But like, even Kettle right now, I was like, well, shoot, you guys can give her a ride in the house. I don't even want her in my car right now.
I don't know what Kel said.
And that's what he told me.
I'm assuming we could arrange for her to get there if that's what has to happen.
Because I need to make some phone. If you're gonna release it that soon, I'd like to call him.
I don't know what's gonna happen. I can call you today. I'm gonna go from this to another meeting, and that meeting's gonna lead to another meeting, and that meeting's gonna lead to another meeting, and then we'll be figuring stuff out.
Are you saying you want us to help you with transport for her?
I
To get it back
think
to the
so.
house?
I don't think. I mean, you got to give me a couple. I thought you guys were gonna call me back in here with her. So,
Well, she has to leave, so
oh,
she's free to leave if she wants.
so I think we'll talk, and she's probably not gonna talk in here, so we'll probably go out to the car, and then I'll be like, I'm not going anywhere with you until
If you guys want to check out the car and then come back up and tell us if you need assistance, let us know.
You have my
I
number.
appreciate that. I think I'm handling pretty good. I ain't punching walls or nothing.
We appreciate that.
I'm in shock. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. I will see you next time